money, money, money. Money, that's all I ever hear in this house.
Manny, look at this.
Drunk, you can't hit nothing. In fact, you're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you.
My straw reaches across. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up!
Tigers have just been inspected. They're going to be playing against the Panthers. You recording?
Yes, I just started.
Game is about to start. Very good. Don't move too fast. There's the action right over there.
Goes that, Mr. Professor. Hey, yeah. Jump back.
Good George, that's cute. Good kick by George. Good goal by Tommy. The goal just missed it.
Here comes Joe. Come on. He's passing. Come on, David scored. And David scores. It's the 3rd goal of the day.
Come on, baby.
Hello out there. Hello. I'll say hello out there. Hello. Hello, everybody. Man, I look like a not the cowboy I wanted to look like. Let's remove this. Anyway, welcome to Hum Daddies. And I am Jake Lucas. I'm with Ye Old Jipper, aka Dave Greenstein. And us two, during the slow period in sports today, are going to have a fun show for you. It's kind of a special edition, if you will. It's going to be, we're talking about Westerns. I, myself, am going to rank my 10 favorite Westerns up to the year 2000. And then Dave's taking over with the post-2000 Westerns. And he's going to rank those 10 to 1. And we're going to do that and relate them to our favorite Bay Area sports guys that kind of could be some of the actors in those Westerns. We're going to just have fun with it. We're going to freestyle. We're going to, just sort it out and have fun together. Look at the chat line. We can maybe bring some people on if you guys are interested. And we're just going to, do something about film because I myself am an actor and Dave loves film. And a lot of us love film, let's be honest. But also with heavy hearts, the show comes with, we learned of the passing of one of our best friends growing up a couple days ago. And this one is for a fella named George McGonis. He was my roommate. He grew up with Dave, played soccer with him. His brother was an original Hum Daddy with us right when we started. Their family is, they're like brothers to us. So this show is dedicated to George McGonis. Dave, you can take it from there and do what you will.
Yeah. George McGonis, close friend, one of the first kids I knew growing up. I knew the whole McGonis family. You got to see our 1992 Tigers team take the field there. I think we must have been about 7 or 8 years old. George hit me with a pass there at the end to score a goal. But yeah, I mean, went to pretty much every school with George from middle school on. And because we played so many sports together, we went to college together. I saw a lot of this guy my whole life, and he will be missed. Love him, love the McGonis family, and look forward to doing more shout outs for him in the future. And I mean, listen, I think George feels kind of like a Western character. The guy had a lot of gusto. He had a lot of presence when he was around you. And tonight's, special Hum Daddies is in honor of George. And I can't wait to talk about me in the 2000s. I'm not quite the film buff that Jake is. I certainly love the spirit of film, and I love what Westerns are as a whole. I don't watch every single last one, so I'm going to do my best to keep up with Mr. Lucas. But listen, it's going to be fun, and we excited to get some chat here. Tell us what movies you guys want to talk about. Bring up the topics. What players remind you of some of these characters? And if you want to join, let us know. If you need to get in here for a little bit because you just can't be on the chat any longer, we'll let you drop a line in here. There's only a pair of Hum Daddies here tonight as Joe's getting the night off. We're going to do a little load management for Joe.
Yeah. And great way to, your thoughts on George are perfect. So I mean, it's with heavy hearts we do this, but George and I watched some of these movies together. He would come over when me and Dave actually lived together in Emeryville, California for 2 years, and George McGonis lived right up on the Caldecott Tunnel, those pink apartments you guys see.
Right.
That's our friend George and Pete McGonis's apartments. George lived there until the end, and I lived there with him for a little bit. But yeah, he'd pop on over and we'd have parties. This was our mid-20s, early to mid-20s.
Early mid-20s, yep.
And it was right before I took off for LA. It was my last Bay Area memories before I came back here a star. And yeah, so many great memories with George, and this one's for him. Yeah, and throw out the athletes. Let's hear your athletes too, because there are so many damn San Francisco Giants who belong in Westerns more than anyone, and maybe some of those guys too in the red.
Yeah.
Hey, Rags is on here. He likes the other team that guy in the Reds playing.
I mean, and shit. I mean, we didn't even consider Dave Rigetti as a potential person. If we talk about Rags, let's get that Rags in here.
Yeah, there you go.
So listen, we're open to hearing your inspiration. Keep it going, and with that, Jake, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. I'll kick it off. I'll lead it off, and I just want to say, great seeing my man John Joseph on here. I see you there, buddy. Polly Mac Show has provided us with so many good friends. That community is so thick, and yeah, Rags and Peralta are always hitting us up and on the live chat, and those dudes are great guys to have on your side. So it's great to see Rags, great to see John Joseph, and everyone who's on the chat right now. Keep it coming. I'm going to start off. So remember, I'm 2000 and before, so I'm not going to get into John Wayne shit or Gunsmoke or any of that 40s 50s stuff. I will get old school. But this won't seem old school to start. This cast is just too good for me not to include it in the Westerns in the era I grew up in. So, most of my stuff is going to be 80s, 90s. There are some 60s and 70s movies in there too. Don't you worry. But I'm kicking it off with The Quick and the Dead. Just because that little punk kid in there, I didn't really like him at the time, but he's since become one of my favorite actors and one of the greatest actors of all time. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, along with Gene Hackman. He's a guy you might have heard of, along with Russell Crowe. You may have heard of him too, and Sharon Stone. Oh man, I didn't think of that one. Blazing Saddles, great call, Rags. I have a pumpkin here, but it's not Blazing Saddles. Should have been. Oh well. Anyway, The Quick and the Dead. Sharon Stone, I believe, bankrolled Leo to be in the movie because the studio didn't want him in the movie, but she's like, this kid has a lot of talent. In that movie, he might have been miscast a little, but it turned out he did have a lot of talent. Gene Hackman's one of the greatest ever. The movie itself is solid, but I just had to throw it in there because it's a much slept on cast. It's Russell Crowe. I mean, he's one of the best actors ever, in my opinion. And
I think one of the things we're gonna notice as we go through all Westerns tonight is the sheer perfectionism of casting that you're gonna get across our top tens. The male roles that are being played in every one of these movies are going to be from some of your favorite, most iconic masculine characters and actors, and it's top to bottom. So anyway, didn't mean to interrupt, Jake, but keep going.
Yeah, no, hey, keep it coming. Sharks are up 1-0, and this ad's starting to annoy me. So, boom, let's do that. Okay. Go Sharks.
We had a Cowboys and Indians thing going on there for a second, but now we're into Sharks and Indians. Keep going.
Hey, there's Sharks in Austin Powers. I mean, that's kind of a Western. No? So the point I wanted to make was, guys who could be in this. Who is a Russell Crowe type of character? Who is a Gene Hackman roughneck? I'll put it like a Jim Leland in there for Gene Hackman. That young Leo, who's a punk skinny kid. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe Brandon.
Is that Tim Lincecum before he has his hair?
It could be Lincecum, but Leo's kind of, his performance wasn't great, and his voice was really annoying to me in that movie. So I'm gonna give him Pods. He can be Pods now. And Russell Crowe's just a beast, a baller in that film. He's kind of a journeyman. I'm gonna throw who's someone like that. Let's give him David Lee. Just kind of a beast that's a little slept on, especially these days. I'm giving Russell Crowe a David Lee credit there. So yeah, that's The Quick and the Dead.
That.
Not a great film, but had to be on this list. And that's my number 10. Boom.
Beautiful. All right. Well, in my 2000s on, my 10, the bottom of the list here, but still, you're going to see this as being a common theme. Coen Brothers movie. Got a few of them in here. The directing brother duo is honestly some of the best films you're ever going to see. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh, yeah.
6 different short films. You got James Franco, Liam Neeson. I think the reason why I love this so much is it really harps on the 49er in you, the prospector going out, getting murdered. These films, because they're short films, the 6 of them, I love a short film. And I feel like, one, we don't get enough of those today in terms of just viewer opportunities. I used to always look for the Oscar-nominated best short films because those 10 to 15-minute films sometimes offer the most concise, beautiful form of filmmaking. And this one does it across 6 different opportunities. So I highly recommend it. It's a good one to jump into, I don't have a lot of time. It's like watching episodes of TV, but they are very much their own film, beginning to end. And I think you'll appreciate what the Coens do. 2018, a lot of different stuff in there. But Jake, what are your thoughts? Do you recall these?
The Coen Brothers are legendary. That cast is great. They always put together an amazing cast. What's the one about the studio system that they did recently? It was maybe 10 years ago. George Clooney's in it. My boy Channing's in it.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, Clooney's in Oh Brother. That's an amazing film based on the Odyssey.
Right.
They did something else about Warner Brothers in like the 50s or 40s even. Anyway, great choice. I mean, I saw Buster Scruggs once. And who was the dude from Oh Brother is in that, right? The skinny guy?
Tim Blake?
Yes, Tim Blake.
Yeah.
He is in that, I believe.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's got
he was really good in it.
Yeah, fantastic little kind of musical component here, playing the guitar and battling with guitars. Like each one is really iconic and unto itself.
Right. Yeah, I saw it once. When did it come out? Like
2018.
2018?
Yeah, not too long ago.
8 years ago. I'm on it. I'm on it. Isn't that crazy? 2018 was 8 years ago.
It's because COVID gave us like an extra 3 years of life experience.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Any closing thoughts on yours or on that one?
No. I'm ready to jump into some of the other ones that excite me even more.
Okay, so my next one is a comedy, and it's not Blazing Saddles. Hell of a movie, Rags. Should have thought of that one. That's such a. People say it can't be made now because there is some very racy language in Blazing Saddles. No doubt about it. But the way Rags and I have talked in the short time we've known each other, we both like the way Blazing Saddles is written. Anywho, and it was written by Richard Pryor, I believe. He was like a co-writer on that. Yeah, fun fact. And I think Rod Brooks likes that movie quite a bit. I think I talked to him about that at one point. Anyway, mine is The Three Amigos, starring your Steve Martin, your Chevy Chases, your Martin Shorts. Just, I remember wanting their outfits so bad as a kid.
Oh yeah,
those like mariachi fits.
Mariachi, yeah. Yeah, the strings and the buttons and the very wide brim hats on 3 hilarious white dudes, which is just totally outlandish unto itself. It's
Also a lot of racy jokes, racy language. They're like these 3 clueless actors that are kind of in over their heads. I watched that movie quite a bit in high school with my friend Aki Ihara when I think his parents were out of town a couple times. We just pop that on and have a 12-pack and invite some invite some homies over and some girls over, and just and then after the movie, we'd let everyone else hang out and play music and stuff. But me and Aki had a great relationship with that movie.
I can't wait for you to try and figure out how to put 3 sports athletes on those 3 goofy characters.
Maybe Kristaps Porzingis. That's a goofy guy.
Yeah.
In over his head. Who's kind of a buffoon? Think about a buffoon.
There's a lot of baseball players that have lived in the Giants dugout that hat, especially relievers who will play that role, be that kind of silly man. I don't know if this is the time we pull out our Brian Wilsons because he doesn't quite fit because of his like muscular build compared to those guys.
Yeah, but I would go with more. Who's the guy who got caught? John Miller had the most epic announcing thing on YouTube where the guy had the worst base running errors. He had 3 base running errors in one. It was a Latino guy. If anyone can help me out there, it's a very famous clip where John Miller's like, "That's the worst base running I've ever seen," about a Giant. It was nuts. But yeah, just pick a buffoon. I don't know. Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan could be one of those guys.
Thomasula.
Chip Kelly. Let's go Niners coaches. It's going to be Mike Nolan, Chip Kelly, and Dennis Erickson. Those are your 3 amigos. Got it.
Love it. All right. Number 9 for me. Honestly, it's hard to put it at number 9. But I want to talk about it earlier rather than later. Is the Assassination of Jesse James. And this one, Andrew Dominik directed, Brad Pitt, Casey Affleck, Sam Rockwell, Jeremy Renner, and we will see Jeremy Renner come in again as an honorable mention in movies like Wind River, which I saw, which is also a great, more nouveau Western, but has that desolate, you're in nature. And that's one of the things I love about the Western film is you're marrying up this kind of feminine experience of the beauty of nature with this dark freedom, desire, violence, power hungry of man, and it's this intricate mingling of the two, and the respect between the two.
You are cooking, my friend.
It's yummy.
Take on the Western. God, you should write about this shit, man. You're getting me excited. That was awesome.
Yeah. And so this film does that because you have a guy like Brad Pitt, who is one of the most masculine actors we've probably ever seen in film. I think it's one of the things that holds him back from winning an Academy Award is because he can't get to the other side because he is that dude, that guy. And in this film, he plays, I wouldn't call him Barry Bonds in the form of his epicness, but there is some caliber of him being the strong, legendary figure that overtakes Casey Affleck's role of Bob
Ford,
Bob Ford,
Robert Ford,
Richard Ford, and this guy Robert Ford is so intrigued and wants to be like him and tries to emulate and ultimately to kill him and try and become more famous and ultimately the laughing part of the end of the movie is everything he tried to be he never could because he was never who he was just trying to figure out how to be like Brad Pitt. Great film. Again, a lot of cool scenes and moments. I think Sam Rockwell is the understated second best actor in this movie. Great performance. And I love what Sam Rockwell does in pretty much everything. And in fact, just the the White Lotus scene between Sam Rockwell and an actor and Goggins, who we'll talk about later. It's another dynamic of a pair of actors that they're Western actors sitting in the White Lotus film. Yeah, I love it. Anyway,
dude, great call. That I was blown away by that movie, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. One of the most beautiful jobs a DP has ever done. The cinematographer, director of photography, just killed it. Just a gorgeously shot film. Beautifully quiet movie. There's a lot of just subtlety and kind of open space, and
one of the few narrated movies as well. The chapter narrated, very much built like a book, like a novel in the form of a movie.
Yeah, it's one of those I saw and then was so blown away I had to see it again. I watched it, you know, and it's a long effing movie. It's like 3+ hours, 3.5.
Right.
I think I watched it 3 times. And, like, it's one of those I wanted to show to people. So I watched it 3 times in maybe a month, which is a lot, you know, for a 3.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
And since then, I haven't really seen it much, but because I kind of wore it out. But great call. I love the Barry Bonds. The Casey
Maybe
Affleck.
Will the Thrill? Maybe Will the Thrill's a little more Jesse James? I don't know.
I think it's Barry Bonds because of all the haters, all the, you know,
It's a good point.
Shoot you in the back, like the writers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah, like all these silent votes in the Hall of Fame that don't put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Give me a damn break. The legend of Barry Bonds. Okay, I think he's a great comp, and you made it, so don't run away from it. Yeah, I love that. I love that for you, Dave. I love that for you.
I need more. I need more vocal fry out of you if you're going to make those comments.
Love that for you. I love
Thank you.
Great call, Dave. Barry Bonds is so Brad Pitt, too, just in life. People are so jealous. Anyway.
All right.
Moving on. Are you done with that one?
Yeah. By the way, we have lots of media. We have some media sounds coming in. So, Jake, cue me in when you're ready for your opening media bit.
Butch, Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid. David Greenstein, what do you got for me, pal?
Coming at you.
Starring Robert Redford, Paul Newman. Great combo.
No, not yet. Not until me and Harvey get the rules straightened out.
Rules? In a knife fight? No rules.
What? Well, if there ain't gonna be any rules, let's get the fight started. Someone count 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Love those old punch sounds. Feels like an old Batman TV show.
Yeah.
Bam! Thwack!
Totally. But this was ahead of its time. I think it was this early 70s? Do you have a date on it? Let me look. I saw this as a kid.
Late 60s,
My dad loved this movie and showed it to me as maybe an 11 or 12-year-old. And my mom was in love with Paul Newman. There were no two bigger actors in this, I'd say, 60s, 70s, and 80s than Paul Newman and Robert Redford.
Oh, yeah.
And they just killed it. Their charisma and they just were electric together. They had so much chemistry. And it was so cool just seeing these dudes. Oh, yeah. And who was the chick in that movie? Catherine something? Rags is saying?
I mean, I don't know who's who, but it feels like you're making a Kruko-Kuiper combination pack here.
Yeah.
With Newman.
Catherine Ross played at a place. And she was super hot and very slept on.
Sneaky hot, according to Rags. Sneaky hot. Love
absolutely. But just
the spank is on.
As a young, I was talking to my wife about this, how watching Harrison Ford as a young guy, like a kid, was very inspiring. Made me want to be an actor. Just made me want to be like the best version of a straight white man I could be. And that's kind of what Paul Newman and Robert Redford were too, for people a little older than me. And my dad loved this film. He passed it on to me. I haven't seen it probably since I was like 18 or 19. I just remember it being a lot of fun, a lot of like quality action. And I think they both die at the end, jumping off of a mountain or something. That's my memory of it. But it's just super high quality. I see clips from it all the time. And these two actors are legends. So I had to go Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
And that to me, I mean, you can talk Montana, Dwight Clark right there. That was Butch Cassidy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I'm saying Dwight Clark and Joe Montana. Harrison Ford, American Graffiti, Rags. I was shot in Modesto. I think his first film after he was Carpenter. Yeah. So that's what I got for you. Also, fun fact, at Long Beach State, where I schooled as an English major, focused on writing, I did, and minored in film. I had a film writing class with the dude who started Sundance with Robert Redford. And just an amazing class. We went and watched the Elton Brand, Sam Cassell Clippers together after class at the local bar. Great memories of that. And he was friends with Redford, and showed me pictures with him and stuff and said he could call him for me if he wanted. And I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to talk to Robert Redford right now. It'd be awkward. But oops. Yeah, great memories of those two guys. American Legends. The movie's an American classic. So there you go.
Good call, Jake. All right. Well, I'm gonna put another pair together that have a similar level of dynamic duo. You don't see these guys together that often because they're usually their own man in leading roles. But 3:10 to Yuma with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. The movie, being a man trying to take a prisoner to Yuma. How do we get this guy here, and how Christian Bale's character is essentially trying to get out of it. The dynamic of these two and the sparring, the amazing gunfighting scenes that you get out of this movie. It's high intensity the whole way. And I think this one, it speaks to itself to just, if you like a gritty, just what's the word I'm looking for here? A lot about duty, your duty as a person, whether you honor that duty or not. I've said duty more times with my 2-year-old than I usually say on this pod. I mean, Jake, what do you think of these two characters as a whole? Are just, it's blockbuster magic.
So this is one of the ones I was kind of jealous of that you got this era, because that's one of my favorite Westerns also of the two.
This might be Lincecum and Cain right here.
Yes. Lincecum and Cain. I like that for sure.
Could be arguably Burkett and Swift, but we'll go Lincecum and Cain.
No, maybe Burkett and Swift, but it's a little later. It's in between both of those crews. I think, what year was this? 06 or something?
07.
God, I'm pretty good.
You're good. You got that memory brain dialed in tonight.
Yeah. Great film. Russell Crowe. Dope. He was the bad guy, right? And then he got arrested by Christian Bale.
Sorry, I think I had a mix up. Yeah.
Or was that the case? One was the bad guy, but they were both together for most of the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just remember both of them being striking, and the film, also the cinematography in that. Westerns are so much about cinematography.
100%. You're talking about the landscape and the vistas that you're going to constantly be put up through, because that's what Westerns are all about. It's about crossing the boundary over the Mississippi into lands unknown, where there are no rules. You make your own, and you have to live by your own values. What are your values? This kind of gets back to what this film is about, is these guys all value something different. Some value power, some value honor, some value whatever they are. And that comes to a forefront in every Western.
And their sense of duty. No, but it's true. And it's like accomplishing or just setting out the task at hand, like accomplishing the task at hand kind of thing. Just taking care of responsibility.
Business.
Yes. Or,
yeah.
And you're kind of onto that theme. And Ben Foster's in that. And that's one of the great actors who also shows back up on your list.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very slept on. Awesome actor of this generation. It's directed by James Mangold. And I believe James Mangold is he the dude who did like Ray and the Bob Dylan movie? He does like biopics of guys. Might be him.
Might be him. But you're right. I want to go back to Ben Foster, because there is also a common theme amongst many actors that continuously show up in Westerns because they have that style that just fits. And Ben Foster is one of them. And we'll come back to a film where he stars as we get closer to the top of my list. He kind of has that same feeling and style that a Jeremy Renner brings into a lot of these supporting cast roles.
Because they're also kind of short.
I mean, every actor is pretty much short, Jake. Let's be honest. There's only a rare few that are above 6 feet.
Not Jacob Elordi in the new wave, and Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell are definitely not short. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Rockwell's a petite fella. Goggins, I don't think is too particularly tall, but these guys all have that same Ben Foster. Yeah. They fit so many different character roles for supporting actors, and they do it with such expertise. So I highly recommend it. I got to rewatch a lot of these. It made me realize that I've been missing Westerns so much that I needed to not just talk about them. I got to rewatch.
Yeah, it's funny because with films, with movies, you we've seen these all, and it's hard to just remember without rewatching it right before a podcast or something or a review you're writing. It's not fresh on our minds, obviously. So you kind of got to dig. Whereas, like, say it's music and you're thinking about music. I listen to a lot of the same music all the time. I want to make sure I'm listening to all my favorite stuff because it kind of correlates with my happiness listening to all my favorite artists. But with movies, some are so memorable that you kind of remember everything. But for me, I see so many damn movies. I just voted on the SAG Awards last night. And, I had to dial it in, and there's just thousands of movies.
And movies, I find, especially nowadays, with there being so many popular TV series that have the long, multi-season, 10 episode, every episode's an hour. I'm actually finding myself drawn back to movies because of
Me too.
They start and end, and there's a mood that
I don't have time for all that shit.
I don't have time. I don't want to build up to see a character gone and the movie is coming back and being a powerful tool for me to just love again. And kind of moving away from these long series that seemingly are taking America by storm over the last decade and a half.
I totally agree with that 100%. I think a bunch of it is time management because before kids, I was able to, dig into these series and watch them back to back to back to back. I have a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5 or almost 2-year-old now. And there's no goddamn way I'm watching 8 hours of, Jason Bateman and Jude Law, even though I love both of them, Jason Bateman trying to be taken seriously for 8 hours. I can't watch that. Okay. I tried my best. Ozark was amazing. But now I have kids. So Black Rabbit, I was like, this is good. I can't finish the show. I have other stuff to do. I can't, dive into that. So I keep it to Peaky Blinders. I can't wait for the new Peaky Blinders movie. And hopefully there's a good short comedy that comes out where it's just half-an-hour episodes that I can kind of watch as a series, because these hour and 20-minute 8-episode shows,
long form episode,
they're a grind, dude.
It's a grind. It's for your 23-year-old or your 63-year-old
or your 31-year-old, or before you get married and have kids. And then maybe after they're a little older, I'll get back into that. But I so agree with it. It's so refreshing to just get back into an hour and 45-minute movie or 2.5-hour movie. Hell, even a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, and revisiting ones from the past. All right. Speaking of the past, Jake, what's your next one?
Okay. So we are going with, I don't know if this won Best Movie. It was nominated. Another amazing cast. Another Gene Hackman appearance. But the man himself, Clint Eastwood, is the star with Morgan Freeman. And I don't believe you have sound for that now.
Which one?
Unforgiven. Do you?
Was that what it was like in the old days, Will? Everybody riding out, shooting. Smoke
bang,
all
bang.
over the place, folks yelling, bullets whizzing by. Shit, I thought they was gonna get us. I was even scared a little. Just for a minute. Was you ever scared in them days?
I can't remember. I was drunk most of the time.
I shot that fucker 3 times. He's taking a shit and he went for his pistol and I blazed away. First shot, I got him right in the chest. Say, Will.
Yeah?
That was the first one.
First one what?
First one I ever killed. You know how I said I shot 5 men and it weren't true? That Mexican had come at me with a knife. I just busted his leg with a shovel. I didn't kill him nothing either.
Well, you sure killed the hell out of that fella today.
You gotta love Clint, and this is one of his early directorial things. I mean, my Clint, I was directed by Clint twice, by the way, in Jersey Boys and American Sniper. In Jersey Boys, I kind of had a scene where I'm, greeting the dudes going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they dubbed my voiceover so they didn't have to pay me more. But he's an amazing director to work with. He works really quick, does 1 or 2 takes, and I love most of the films he directs. This one was Oscar quality shit. I think it might have won Best Picture. It was definitely nominated. Might have won Best Screenplay or something like that.
Did you listen to the recent Matt Damon interview with Conan O'Brien?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he talks about his experience with Clinton. That's where I heard about it's the first take.
Oh, the newer interview.
Yeah, the
He's
newer
like,
interview.
well,
yeah.
if you want to waste everyone's time here on set,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I worked with him on Jersey Boys about 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I don't know what it was, something like that. And he was so nice. He went up, shook my hand, said, hey, nice to meet you. And he was, all right, let's go, guys. The crew loved him. There were quick days, like night. We do night shoots, and those are generally like horrible for everyone. The mood is down. You start at 5 p.m., finish at 7 a.m. His night shoots were like 5 p.m. to midnight, which is just such a good day's work for, crew guys and everyone dreading having to mess up their entire sleep schedule, because then you have to rebound after 2 days back to early daytime shoots. But in Unforgiven, I haven't seen this recently. I remember it being one of my favorite movies as like a 9-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how I got a hold of this one. It was dark, it was violent. But it really, and then I think 2 years later, one with Kevin Costner followed that Clint directed, called A Perfect World, I want to say it was, where it's Kevin Costner and some girl riding around in the 60s. My buddies on here might know on the chat. But just, this was a masterpiece. I remember, I think it was a little over my head as a 9-year-old, but just great. Looking back at it, every clip I see is amazing. The dialogue's amazing. The action's amazing. It's just so you just want to dig into it. And this is the first one I'm gonna rewatch, I think.
I think I'm gonna have to. I don't actually think I've ever seen Unforgiven, to be honest. And it's the testament to me saying I need to get into the Westerns and rewatch some of the old ones, because so much of what makes Western movies what they are is that they bring so much of the past forward into them. So there's a lot of borrowing or paying homage to previous movies, and I would be curious to watch a lot of new stuff, watch some old things, and see if I can figure out how they've paired some stuff together from these old ones to bring it forward. Because the first Western is all these John Wayne movies, but you continuously see how they evolve over time. But they're borrowing a lot from the past ones. I mean, as a kid, my favorite Western to watch was The Lone Ranger, the TV show. I had that on VHS. I rewatched that over and over and over again. Like 3 or 4 episodes, even though there was many, and found and loved it. I mean, other than that, my only Western exposure for the most part was probably going to be Woody from Toy Story. So I wasn't a big Western kid growing up. That wasn't kind of my style. I didn't dress up like a cowboy. I didn't really embody that. Didn't really, but I've taken a different approach with how I see the Western in today's.
My favorite Western ever is Toy Story 4. I mean, you can't go wrong. But I want to compare Clint to, let's give him, who is he? A Bochy, maybe. What do we think of Clint Eastwood and Bruce Bochy?
I think so. I mean,
want a beer, have a beer.
Yeah.
Make my day.
I think Bruce Bochy, like Clint Eastwood, went with their gut and didn't second guess. And I think that's what made them special and made them do great things.
And their words are kind of few and far between, but they're all very meaningful. They don't pull punches, but they don't run their mouths like you and I do. They're very reserved, and then when they talk, it counts.
That's right.
Which is pretty cool. There's a lot of power behind those guys, both of them.
Yep.
So I'm giving Clint some Bruce Bochy vibes. I'm giving Morgan Freeman maybe some Ron Wash vibes. I think maybe Ron Wash is poised to lead the Giants to the best infielding team in the Major League Baseball this year. But yeah, I mean, just a hell of a movie. I can't wait to rewatch it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I remember it blowing my mind. And some people say it's like the greatest Western ever, but I need to refresh my memory on it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. I got a sound bite going into this next one here. Let me find it. There it is. Let's roll.
It is hot in here, by the way.
It's toasty.
How long you say you've been working for Minute? Per month. If you'd have been here 2.5 years ago, you'd know about that sign used to hang up over the bar. Minnie mentioned that to you? No. You want to know what that sign says, Senor Bob? No dogs or Mexicans allowed. and it hung over that bar every day till she took it down a little over 2 years ago. You know why she took it down? She started letting in dogs. When you tell me Minnie Mink took the haberdashery, the most precious thing to her in the whole world, and left it in the hands of a goddamn Mexican, well, that's what I meant in the bond when I said that sure don't sound like Minnie. Now, I am calling you a liar, Senor Bob. And if you lying, which you are, then you killed Minnie. And today.
Hateful Eight, baby. What a scene. What a many scene. Entire movie takes place in a bar, kind of a bar hostel.
Bed and breakfast bar.
Bed and breakfast, yeah, bar in the middle of nowhere during a crazy blizzard. It's one of two Quentin Tarantino movies that I have on my list. And like every Tarantino movie, the visuals, just the state of every scene is so rich. It's just rich with context. It's rich with the characters of evolution. I love what this film does in terms of, you know, it can be a play, right? You're in essence filming one scene continuously.
Every Tarantino movie reads like a play. I used to read his screenplays all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's what I think outside of movies, he'd rather be doing that anyways. He just probably makes a little more.
He's just so good at dialogue. It reads like
so good at dialogue.
Yeah,
unbelievable. So you got Samuel L. Jackson, you got Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, who I'm not sure if we're gonna find a sports star associated with her, but
I can
maybe. There you go. Well, we'll let you carry that one. I'm gonna go with Samuel L. Jackson is Steven Jackson in this movie.
I love it. That's the one you were waiting to pull out for me?
No, I got another one too.
I love that.
And then we got Kurt Russell, and this one, Kurt Russell, big mustachioed man. I mean, you could look at this as being a Madison Bumgarner type role, but it isn't quite the lead. We're saving that one. I could see it being more like Rod Beck. I think he's in the Rod Beck situation here. So I think we got Rod Beck and Steven Jackson starring in The Hateful Eight. And again, this movie is just shitty people in a shitty situation in a shitty bar, not in the city, not on the shitty.
Not in the shitty bar.
Not in the shitty bar. Shitty walk bar.
Great call. I mean, Tarantino is in love with Westerns. A lot of my top ones he was very influenced by. And I mean, everything he touches is gold, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. And he borrows a lot of stuff. You know, people say his movies are derivative, but he makes it his own. He has his own obvious like style that, you know, I think at this point people realize how great he is. He's amazing. He's an amazing writer. I think even a better writer than a director. His writing is incredible, dude. Like, I fell in love with acting just reading Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs scripts, you know? Like, I would get those little booklets at the bookstore and just lose myself in them. And then I'd see the movies and I was like, whoa, he really knows how to cast too. He's really good at picking his guys. You know, his Michael Madsen's and his Walton Goggins and this.
Samuel L's.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with him. I think you have one more Tarantino or two?
I think I have one more.
Okay, but half of his movies have like Western touches to them. So
100%. Yeah, he always kind of keeps that in his holster because I think he likes the gunslinging feel. I think that always brings forward the dynamic of what narrative and great words mean, because that's what carries a Western. I mean, yeah, you have these visuals, but it's all about the dialogue in every Western.
And thematically, like a lot of revenge and stuff like that.
100%. Yeah, very, very much a trope of the Western.
Who's your Walton Goggins player in this? Yeah.
Ooh, you know, I didn't think too hard about who he could be, but let's just make him Juice.
Juszczyk?
Juszczyk. No,
what just came to my head?
Walton
Goggins kind of walks and reminds me of Aaron Rowan in general.
Interesting flavor. I mean, I haven't heard the Aaron Rowan.
Kind of
Yeah.
Kind of puffs your chest out, but kind of smaller. I don't know. It's
I don't not see it. I don't not see it from Mr. Goggins in this one.
Right.
But there's a lot of Goggins coming through in these too, as being a supporting actor. That guy's ready to hit some major leading roles though coming up here in the future.
For sure. I mean, White Lotus blew that guy up. He's amazing though. I love him and everything he's done.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, so I had to ask the question. You actually prompted me. This is my favorite actor. A lot of people consider him the best actor of all time. He, I think, is on your list as well. This one is frontier heavy. It's Native American heavy. It's called The Last of the Mohicans. And I thought it was maybe too Revolutionary War period piece historical, Oh, look at that. Dwayne Kuiper's own Indians there. But just looking back on this film, and I know this one really well. I had it on DVD. I watched it all the time.
I love this film.
Up until my 30s. I mean, I'm 41, so I probably saw this 3 years ago, and then I've seen it 10 times maybe. Beautifully directed by Michael Mann, who is a big part of it. I just wore a Michael Mann as the headliner for directing Heat shirt on the podcast we did on Tuesday with Artie and Zach, the Heat Check podcast. Michael Mann is one of my favorite directors, if not my favorite.
He's amazing.
He directed this as well as, he's the guy behind Miami Vice. He's directed Heat, which is my #1 all-time favorite movie. He directed The Insider with Russell Crowe and Al Pacino about the tobacco whistleblowers. The guy's resume is just unbelievable. Oh, he directed the Johnny Depp gangster movie about John Dillinger, Public Enemies, that Channing Tatum, who I got to know briefly, was Pretty Boy Floyd in it. So, I mean, the list goes on for Michael Mann. Dude's amazing. I love everything he touches. And he directed Last Mohicans with the great Daniel Day-Lewis. And thematically, I mean, it's just frontier magic. It's how this country was won. It's natives, it's soldiers, it's war. It's a lot of showing the landscape of, I believe that was on the East Coast, just showing just beautiful, mountains and waterfalls and just a gorgeous film.
Yeah. And this film, I think, brings one of the key pieces of what Western heroes have. And in a lot of these movies, there are kind of the anti-hero. This one has the true hero, the true sense of courage. Courage to me is what makes this movie what it is. Constantly willing to sacrifice yourself for seemingly something that could be innocent. But it really puts that in the forefront. And Daniel Day-Lewis, as he always is, I mean, the guy transforms into every single person he is, and he makes you believe that person is absolutely real, and there just happens to be a camera on them.
Yeah, and imagine, maybe not today, but 3 or 4 years ago, a movie coming out called Last of the Mohicans starring this English guy.
We have The Last Samurai starring Tom Cruise.
That would not be, yeah. And there's some Japanese samurai movie with that I never saw that didn't look very good with Matt Damon. I forgot what that was called. It's like a sci-fi samurai movie. But anyway, if you tried to cancel Last of the Mohicans, you wouldn't understand what the movie's about. There's nothing to cancel there. It's just historical. It's amazing. Well acted, beautifully shot, beautifully directed, and the rest of it. And I love that I was able to consider this a Western. It probably is higher up on my list of all-time favorite movies, but in the Western category, it's here. Daniel Day-Lewis, the way he was vibing with the natives, it's kind of Chris Mullen and the brothers.
I love it.
Let's stick to that. So
Chris Mullen, love it.
It's Chris Mullen and the brothers. Let's do that.
One. All right. We're on it.
You're up.
All right. The next one here, we're gonna go back to our old friend Ben Foster. It's a Jeff Bridges flick as well. He plays the lead cop, detective, and Chris Pine, who I honestly am kind of surprised we don't see more Chris Pine in Western flicks. He holds the vibe, but Hell or
Berkeley's
High
own
Water.
Chris Pine.
Did not know that. Hell or High Water, directed by David Mackenzie. A modern day Western, kind of neo-Western, classic robbery. Two guys kind of that just are, you look at them for what they are. They kind of seem like shitty people that are just living in Texas trying to make some cash.
It's very West Texas, Dave.
Very West Texas.
West. The most West Texas you can do.
West Texas. And this one has one of the kind of like, it reminds me, again, kind of going back to like you borrow things. The bank robbery scene and the impending crazy shootout and death of Ben Foster getting shot by a sniper held by Jeff Bridges. That whole scene is very Michael Mann Heat, right? It is very much that long, drawn out and high intensity. And I love those types of scenes that just feel like you're just biting your down the whole time. Everyone's at their heightened awareness, peak talent. Who's going to win? You really have no idea. And it's one bullet that is just an inch away from killing everybody. But it is such a great movie. It's fun. I mean, from a Western standpoint, it's fun. There's a lot of style to both the actors playing in their brotherly roles. There's a lot of comedy and comedic elements to this. And, if I could put these two together and kind of put them, maybe that's more like a George Kittle CMC or George Kittle use check. George Kittle's use check. We're going to go with the combination there where Ben Foster is George Kittle and use check is Chris Pine.
I like that. Also written by Taylor Sheridan, who is responsible for like all of these giant, Yellowstone, right? The modern Western shows, and
he wrote them,
23 or 1893, 1923, all these crazy Paramount shows that everyone loved, especially country music fans. But he's written a lot of great stuff. Taylor Sheridan was a cop on Sons of Anarchy, and that's how I knew him. And then all of a sudden, I saw his name attached. He might have been involved with Wind River, too. He might have written that.
Really?
The dude's resume is nuts. Look up Taylor Sheridan.
He did. You're right. He wrote Wind River. Or no, he directed it. Directed Wind River. Yeah.
Wow. So it was a part of the takeover of Taylor Sheridan because now Yellowstone it's Yellowstone. It's not Yosemite, obviously.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
That took over. That's like the number one show in America for 3 years in a row or something. So he's a big deal now. He's a really big deal. And this was kind of early on in his run of like dominating. And he's just an amazing writer. Has his hand on the pulse of Americana. So great pick. I love the film. I saw it in theaters. I remember it very well. It was a very well shot movie. Unbelievable acting. I'm a big Chris Pine fan. When I found out he's from Berkeley, I was kind of blown away. I believe he went to Berkeley High and Cal, maybe?
Damn, I did not know that.
Something along those lines. And his people know his mom. She might have taught somewhere in Berkeley. My wife kind of filled me in on it. I forgot. It was a couple years ago. But yeah, great pick. Great call. And I love the Kittle and Juice connection. Like when they're out at their Juice is definitely the little brother as far as stature and like celebrity. And that's kind of how you feel with Chris Pine and
right.
Ben Foster. Yeah. All right, my turn?
Your turn.
All right, we're going to do... So there's a series of films that Sergio Leone, the director, did. They're called the Spaghetti Westerns. I believe it's For a Few Dollars More trilogy. There's For a Few Dollars More. There's A Fistful of Dollars. They might have been reversed in that order. And the third one is a very famous film called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, starring Clint Eastwood.
There are two kinds of people in the world, my friend. Those with a rope around their neck and the people who have the job of doing the cutting. Listen, the neck at the end of the rope is mine. I run the risks. So the next time I want more than half.
You may run the risks, my friend, but I do the cutting. If we cut down my percentage. Cigar? liable to interfere with my aim.
Yeah, that's right.
Intense.
Yeah, this is absolute classic, absolute masterwork. That combo of Sergio Leone and Ennio Morricone, the composer who's by far and away my favorite composer ever. For all those serious like film buffs, movie head people, Max Richter is coming slowly up. He's moving up the ranks. Who he scored Hamnet and is just a amazing composer, but not as much with film scores. Ennio Morricone's film score game is just off the hook.
The best.
His score in this movie is so classic.
Yeah, we've gotten copyright infringement from using it.
Ecstasy of Gold is Jay-Z sampled it on HOVA. I got my mojo. I'm echoing somewhere, but it's that was on Modelo commercials, and it still is. It's like the theme for Modelo commercials now. Ennio Morricone's a genius. He comes back on my he scored another movie on my list. But just that combo together, Leone, Morricone, outside of Westerns, it was my favorite movie of all time. Now it's probably number 2. It's called Once Upon a Time in America. About it's De Niro, James Woods, and it's New York in the teens, maybe takes place from 1919 maybe to 1960.
I watched that recently, Jake.
Really,
especially after you, and man, we're talking 3.5, 4 hours. It felt. I mean, it was long. Like their whole childhood portion is a movie unto itself, and then there's a second, intermission, and then you move into. It's long, it's intense, a lot of great scenes. I didn't connect with the movie overall, but I did love especially the kid scenes. To me, were like seeing like old New York. I love any movie that does that.
I saw it initially. I saw it when I was like 12 or 13 initially, so I really bought into it. I really connected.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of dark stuff in there, but the score is undeniable in that film. The Amapola, or I don't know. Either way, that's a different movie. It's about Jewish gangsters in early.
We'll do another one on gangsters. We'll do another one on
gangster one.
Best composers for movies. There's a whole top 20 there that we'll go through. That would be lovely to do. With plenty of opportunity.
Right, but The Good, Bad, and the Ugly is so stylized and amazing and influential. Tarantino takes a lot from Sergio Leone. He uses Ennio Morricone music in his movies. Even, after he died, he uses it. And it's a classic. What can I say? And it's rewatchable. And the first 2 movies are a lot slower. And these are the spaghetti westerns. They say that, but a lot of the movies were filmed in Spain. So it didn't really make any sense. But just an amazing trilogy there, and this kind of capped it off as the best movie of the trilogy. Also, Civil War stuff going on too, but just an amazing classic.
Is Clint Eastwood here your Bruce Bochy, or does he take on a new?
He's a little younger. I'm going to give him Jeff Kent here.
Jeff Kent,
yeah, because he had no loyalty. He was just like, pay me top dollar to cut you down, or else you can hang. Jeff Kent went to the Dodgers, right after the Giants. The guy had no loyal bone in his body. He's talking shit still about certain guys he played with. And then there's like Tuco and who's the guy who Eli? I mean, I'm trying to garner up all these names from the 1960s.
You don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. One of the guys reminds me of Marvin Bernard. I'll tell you that.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna dial in my next one with an audio clip here.
You missed your shot, Cogburn.
Missed my shot.
You are more handicapped without the eye than I without the arm.
I can hit it in that side 90 yards.
Oh, yeah.
That condiment is running them cheap shells on me again. I thought you were going to say the sun was in your eyes. That is to say, your eye.
And with one eye, Jeff Bridges in True Grit, Haley Steinfeld, Matt Damon, another of my top Coen movies. Coen is right for me, like he's top, middle, bottom. He's all over the place, but the Coen brothers crushed this one.
Was this the brothers or one of them?
Both. Still both. Yeah.
Ethan Coen.
Joel and Ethan. Josh Brolin is also in this. And True Grit is definitely one of those like just grinder. You know, anti-hero. You don't really like Jeff Bridges that much,
right?
But then you love the fuck out of him too,
right?
He's kind of a piece of shit that you love,
right?
You know, Jim Harbaugh-esque. You just, I love you, but there's also parts of you that's like, wait, you just kind of seem like a kind of not that lovable. And it's a great movie because it's about being a hero and representing heroism despite your flaws. So I'll be brief on True Grit. I haven't seen it for a long time, so I don't remember it as well as I used to when I watched it. It's a 15-year-old movie now, 16 almost. And it still holds a lure that I want to watch this one again as well.
Yeah, well, aside from Harbaugh, have you thought of the other character, like Haley Steinfeld? Who is that? Are we talking Tara Lipinski? Are we talking Caitlin Clark? No, but I forgot to say this earlier. 310 to Yuma is based on an old Western from the 50s. This is based on a very famous old Western that John Wayne.
That's right. That is true.
And I think, it was late 50s or early 60s. I think it was when John Wayne was considered kind of old. And that was a long time ago still. But yeah, this it was a class. I saw it in the theater. It was amazing. I thought Haley Steinfeld was so good as a young kid in that. She was only 12 years old or something.
Yeah, pretty early. Matt Damon as more of a sidekick character. Yeah, I
think it's killed like next to a cabin or something.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of monitoring the situation from what I can tell. It's a lot of outlaws, outlaw cop. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He did look
like
funny.
A long mustache and long hair or something.
Yeah, maybe he's JT Snow. JT Snow's always kind of looked funny with a slick back hair. Something about it never quite made any sense. But no, it's a Western through and through. To your point, yeah, I forgot that it is based on an old True Grit Western.
I just want to give the reference points out there because it's definitely based on.
In some cases, Jake, when you borrow from old movies, you're literally just remaking it.
Right. But I'm sure this was better. I'd rather see Jeff Bridges act than fucking John Wayne. Okay. So I will pivot to my number 4, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to combine 2 movies. These movies are the ones that got me into Westerns in the first place. And that is thanks to one, Jesse Lucas, my brother, who's 8.5 years my elder. His favorite actor growing up was Emilio Estevez. And Emilio Estevez was Billy, the MF kid in Young Guns and Young Guns 2. Let's hit him with the Warren G, baby.
Hey, did you know pigs is as smart as dogs? It's true. I knew a fella in El Capitan taught his pig to bark at strangers. What you doing here, boy? We work for Mr. Tunstall as regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good, too.
Good, too.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Mount up!
Regulators! Mount up. So, yeah, these movies I've watched a million times. My brother was so into them as a younger brother. I, felt the need to watch them myself, but then they became part of me. I mean, I watched this shit when I think the first one came out in 88, something like that. Charlie Sheen was in it, who was like one of my favorite actors growing up, and then a role model of mine later on. And he
and then not later.
later on. He wasn't a quality role model of mine, so I had to drop him, find a new one. But him and Emilio, Lou Diamond Phillips, Kiefer Sutherland. It was like the Brat Pack, they called him in St. Elmo's Fire and The Breakfast Club, plus a couple other dudes that are legit. So, Emilio Estevez was so big at this time, and Billy the Kid is such a cool character. It's a dope movie to see as a teenager and gets you really into like the Wild West. I saw it initially at 4 or 5 years old, but
the nice benefit of having an older brother who helps you watch a movie that you would never otherwise get to see.
Exactly.
Hey, Jake, sit down. You're going to watch this with me.
Yes. And the second one, I'm loving them together because there's two and they're very similar. Second one it was Viggo Mortensen's first film, I believe. He played like a deputy, like Pat Garrett's right-hand man, and Christian Slater was in the second one as well. And who was the other guy? He was big for a while. He had a really funny name. Baltazar Getty. So you're welcome, America. I just came up with all the guys. But Billy the Kid he's a legendary character. I'm glad I got to see something really quality. And yes, Bon Jovi soundtrack. Blaze of Glory. Going down in a blaze of glory. I know the truth. And Wanted Dead or Alive. I'm a cowboy.
Yeah.
On the steel side ride. Wanted, dead or alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sambora and Bon Jovi. Magic.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was money. Rags knows, dude. He's a New Jersey guy. Bon Jovi's from New Jersey. And Young Guns was huge. Billy the Kid. Ooh, I kind of can't help but think about Emilio Estevez when I think about Billy the Kid. So we're talking about someone young who was a stud and burnt out. So that's my Linscomb, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He dominated for a short amount of time and then totally fell out of the eye of America.
That is true. I wonder if there was there was a lot of weird competition with him and Charlie Subtle.
Charlie
I wonder if he
gets killed off in the first movie in the first 15 minutes. So he's out.
Well, took him a while to catch up.
A bigger star for sure, like in the 90s. Emilio was a star first. Charlie had that scene in Ferris Bueller. And then his career kind of took off with Wall Street.
Emilio peaked at Mighty Ducks.
Yes. Well, he peaked earlier, but then Mighty Ducks was a huge hit. And then he just kind of faded away. And Charlie Sheen had hits in the 90s, and then, he lost his mind a little bit. But, I think I'm going to give Linscomb to...
I like that pick for
Told
this
us.
one.
Those movies are so entertaining.
Good for you.
Yeah. They got trashed by critics, but they're very entertaining to this day, like very watchable. A lot of young stars in there. Lou Diamond Phillips is still he still has respect. So does Kiefer Sutherland. They're in it. Check them out.
All right. Maybe I'll get my son to watch it at age 5.
Young Guns. Yeah, I should show it to Mila. She's almost 4.
There you go. She's ready for it.
A lot of murder, a lot of sex.
All right. My next one is it's the first DiCaprio Academy Award. Can't believe it took until 2015. The Revenant, one of the most insane, just terrifying scenes of him getting mauled by a bear. And then the rest of the movie after that, and even the beginning couple scenes, is hands down, I think of all the movies, the scenery in this movie is just unbelievable. I'm pretty sure it's in Montana.
Canada.
Is it in Canada? It is so unbelievably beautiful, the scenery in this movie. I actually watched this randomly since it was 2015. I was traveling the world at the time, so I watched this from Phnom Penh in Cambodia, of all places, to catch this movie. And I remember it that well just because of where I watched it. But I don't think it's DiCaprio's best acting at all. I mean, I think he's great. He's solid in it. DiCaprio.
Who acted with him? Who got nominated for an Oscar?
Tom Hardy.
There you go.
Which is, yeah. The combination of those two guys, talk about having a pair of balls in a movie. Those guys will get your hair on the back.
4 going. Balls and 2 nutsacks worth of
I would watch that movie again. I think it deserves a big screen. I don't think that's the movie you're going to watch on your phone while you're falling asleep. You need a big picture. You need full surround sound to catch The Revenant. I don't think it's as a movie itself. The story it's okay. It's fine, but it is about the actual. This is one of the rare movies where you'll call it a picture. This is a picture.
A picture show is the original,
picture show.
Yeah, what they call movies.
And so I don't know who to go with on who these guys really sports stars.
Who got torn apart by injury and then kind of recovered?
What is Steph Curry? He got beat up at the beginning and then he comes back and makes it happen. I mean, and he finally got an Academy Award. I mean, could be the Steph Curry moment. Is The Revenant?
Yeah. And who's an ultimate troll villain that tried to kill Steph Curry? I guess
LeBron James. No.
Tom Hardy is Dylan Brooks in this one.
Tom Hardy's Dylan Brooks. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that combination there.
And then you have a young Domhnall Gleeson, the redhead captain of the army who comes in late. He's an Irish actor I like a lot. It's very much, like you said, a big screen kind of movie. It's not something you just throw on an iPad or something.
Nah.
And it's oddly one of the least rewatchable Tom Hardy and Leo movies there are.
Yeah, because you see it and it's like,
it's an experience, and then you're kind of over it.
You move on. It isn't one of the rewatchables.
I remember being very just it was just kind of dark and ugly. The native stuff had some cool spiritual things going on, but yeah, overall, I remember being satisfied with the movie experience and saying, God, they must have gone through hell to shoot this thing. I believe Inarritu directed it. One of the Mexican directors, the big 3 Mexican directors.
Alejandro Inarritu.
But it was a great film. Overall, it's great. You can't deny it's when they showed them hunting and stuff, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Overall,
it definitely it's one of those, again, it takes you there. I don't want to be there more than one time.
That's a great point. It's like you're there in that era, in that moment. And you're
man.
Whoa, this is incredible, but it's scary as hell and it's dark. And
the battle scene in the beginning of the movie when they're just murdering, killing each other.
Realistic.
To go after furs. The whole thing is just like it's
kind of take a bath after, no doubt about it.
All right. I've already relived it too much, Jake. Why don't you go on to the next one?
Okay. I'm going with, this is hard. If they had more cowboys and stuff, this might be my number one. I also think the director's cut of this film is what I'm referencing here. It's 4 hours solid. I once asked my now wife, Elisa, if she wanted to watch a 4-hour cut of Dances with Wolves. She said no. But it's just a beautiful story about the dawn of what we know now as modern America, and it's really sad. It shows the natives, or Dwayne Kuiper's Indians, getting displaced. I think it's the first movie I ever cried in because the wolf got shot. Once again, I saw this at 5, I think, or 6.
Hold on, we're gonna give you a little
really
taste.
Bad with letting me watch these. Why do you think I'm decorated,
yes,
man?
So yeah,
hold on. We want to get this little audio bite in here.
Okay.
That you've been decorated.
Yes, sir.
And they sent you here to be posted?
Actually, sir, I'm here at my own request.
Really? Why?
I've always wanted to see the frontier.
You want to see the frontier?
Yes, sir. Before it's gone.
You will report to Captain Cargill at the furthermost outpost of the realm, Fort Sedgwick. My personal seal will assure your safety through many miles of wild and hostile country.
I was wondering, sir, how will I be getting there?
I think I don't know.
No, sir, it's just that I don't...
Hold your tongue. I happen to be in a generous mood, and I will grant you a boon. See that peasant out there? He calls himself Timmons. He's going to your Fort Sedgwick this very afternoon. You can ride with him if you like. He knows the way. Thank you, that is all.
I feel like that really encompasses a lot of what this movie felt like. You're out there by yourself with no help. You are all by yourself on the frontier. It is Western embodiment of like what many of the scenes are when people are riding off. You got to go from here to there, and it's a 10-day trek, and you may get it murdered along the way. Instead, you're going off, and you're literally just living in that space between here and here. You're living on the edge and the boundary of what feels like the universe of that time period. You are completely by yourself. And I think that's the Dancing with the Wolves concept comes from this you are one with nature. You have to become one with nature. You have to understand and live it. And I think that's what makes this a little bit of a different Western than every other one we talk about. Anyway, I stole a little bit of your thunder, but go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's and the dude giving him his orders there, it didn't right after that just starts speaking gibberish. He's mad out of his mind from just being in the middle of nowhere and not having any direction, and he shoots himself in the head, kills himself.
Yeah. Right.
While Kevin Costner's like walking out of the office. It's wild. And it shows, like I said, the native displacement, which was a big part of the West and us being where we are now. I mean, we wouldn't be here now without that hard truth, that hard reality that we effed over a lot of people. And Kevin Costner's character turns from a soldier and then sees the humanity in the land and sees spirituality in nature and animals and in people. And it's the other guys are soldiers getting there's an amputation scene in that's just tough to watch, but it's just so I can't take my eyes off it. And it just kind of shows all the hard truths and realities of the Civil War, or the end of the Civil War, and the period where innocence was kind of lost for a lot of people, and the beginning of the machine kind of was created. And what we know now as the United States of America kind of happened out of the situations that are going on in that film. And it's a love letter to the past and to the spiritual roots of the natives. Kevin Costner's character sees it all. He sees both sides. He goes from one side to the other, and then it's really sad, but at the same time beautiful. And it's kind of just encapsulates what life is. Not without getting too emo. That's life. That's life. That's life.
Yeah, and Costner really takes that. I'm sick of that other world. Let me see this side. Is this so terrible? Is this so bad? Is this that hard? What are we really fighting for?
Right.
And so you get a lot of that by him, just going out to an outpost, kind of building his little spot. There's so much of the scene. I mean, it could be for any young person, you are going to be incredibly bored. That is the gift of this movie, is being bored watching this movie. If you're bored watching this movie, the movie is offering success to you, because that is what it is about to some degree, is being able to just be present with yourself in these places. It kind of teaches you that lesson.
Initially, when I saw it, I wasn't bored at all, but there's what you're saying is allowing yourself to just be.
You need to be patient with the movie. Yeah.
Still. let your mind go to work, like evaluate what's going on in the images you're seeing. And now there's, so much ADD and ADHD in the culture. My attention span isn't even close to what it was when I was like in high school. Yeah. No one's is, and that's devastating, but I can still really fire my old favorite movies. I still can just lock in on, and this is one of them. I can watch all 4 hours of Dances with Wolves, director's cut. No problem. Gorgeous, amazing film. Kevin Costner directed it too. I think he won Best Director. I thought it was a great performance. He gets a lot of shit for being kind of a deadpan actor, but I just love this movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. His character coming from like the dark to the light, or just seeing one side and embracing another. Oof, that's a tough one. Who would that? You have any thoughts on that? Oh, maybe Ken Norton Jr. from the California Niners.
Ken Norton's getting the call. I get
Dances with Wolves is a lot like Ken Norton
and Ken Norton Jr. I don't have anybody else that can really.
It's going from. It'd be like a Yankee going.
What about Klay Thompson? Klay Thompson quietly goes about his business, although he's in the world. He was a very
vibe, yeah.
He kind of has that. I want to get out on my boat and do my own thing and be in nature and have my dog and not be bothered by all this shit.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Rags Costner in the Bahamas. Jealous.
Nice, Rags. We have to get you on here. I want to hear that story. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, we'll have Rags definitely featured on video here soon. I don't know, man. I got to figure this one out. Kevin Costner from that. Ricky Williams. Okay.
Ooh.
He goes from
that's a good
one.
He
started smoking weed and just seeing things clear.
How to get out. Kind of almost Dave Chappelle going to Africa a little bit,
Yeah. I wish Dave Chappelle played for the Giants or something, but
if only he had a little bit more sports in him.
I don't know. I'm going to stop with the sports references for this movie. Great movie. Let's go to you.
All right. I'm in my top 3 now, I believe, right?
Yeah. That's 3 for me.
3 for you. Okay. My top 3 are undeniably 3 movies that I would all absolutely watch over again. In fact, I should in the next couple of years. Probably will. Here we go. First one.
And in the skull of old Ben, unburdened by genius, these 3 dimples exist in the area of the skull most associated with civility. Now, Bright Boy, I will admit you are pretty clever. But if I took this hammer here and I bashed in your skull with it, you would have the same 3 dimples in the same place as old Ben.
Hey! Now lay your palms flat on that tabletop. If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels that saw.
You didn't mention kneecapping.
Oh, God, motherfucker!
76 years, Steven. How many niggas you think you see come and go, huh? 7,000? 8,000? 9,000? 9,999? Every single word that came out of Calvin Candy's mouth was nothing but horse shit. But he was right about one thing. I am that one nigga in 10,000.
Nice. Django Unchained, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a movie that actually waited to watch a little bit after it came out. I think it actually took a year, and I was like, I should probably watch this. It's a Tarantino movie. What have I been waiting for? And it is stellar. And the cast is one of Tarantino's best, arguably. You've got Jamie Foxx, who I would argue is the greatest, whole actor, singer, music, just artist as a whole. I don't think anybody really can be better than Jamie Foxx. The whole from the
Jamie Foxx show on the WB. Can't deny that.
Jamie Foxx is pure entertainment.
He's dope.
He's special. Yeah. And actually, if you haven't seen his documentary, which I'm sure you have, it's pretty cool to hear about his story of getting through his health illness, his stroke, and getting through that. Anyway, but DiCaprio is in this, absolutely stellar. We got Jake got shot.
I had skin tags removed a couple days ago. And
oh no, you plucked it. Put the glasses on. But DiCaprio, you heard that scene, amazing. What you won't get out of this is, in any of these scenes, is how amazing Christopher Waltz is. And I think he won Best Supporting Actor for this role as well, after winning one. I mean, that first scene is phenomenal. Right? Yeah, but I mean, and this comes after
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. But he had his scene with Jamie Foxx at the bar where he calls the sheriff into town because he pretty much brings him black.
Is that Django? Huh? Yeah, you're right. That's the beginning of the movie. Yeah,
that's the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay.
And the bartender runs out. He grabs the sheriff. Sheriff comes back. Comes over. He shoots the sheriff. The guy says, "I'm gonna go get the marshals." Like, please do. That whole scene, that whole element. That is again amazing script. And this comes back to the Tarantino element. I mean, absolutely every word is perfection, but also the scenery in this one being that it is taking place in different places within Mississippi, just amazing. I can't tell you how awesome it is to watch a movie like this with the actors and everything else. Delivers on all fronts. Samuel L. Jackson is an absolute menace. He's terrible. You hate him, and he's so good at playing a hated character in this movie too. Goggins back in it again. What a cast.
Jonah Hill's in the KKK as well.
That's right. That KKK scene is so funny, so bad. Yeah. I mean, and this one actually has a lot of Inglourious Bastard elements to it. Tarantino did a couple of these where he does these scenes where he lets you kind of it's very cathartic. He wants you to have some catharsis. In Inglourious Bastards, it's I'm going to murder Hitler with about a bazillion bullets and really get to see that and have that. Like, oh, that felt good. I wanted to have that. I finally got to see it. This is the same thing. Jamie Foxx has a scene where he's just whipping a dude to pretty much death, shoots him in the head. Just really obnoxious, but also like the catharsis that Quentin Tarantino gives you for a movie taking place during slavery is chef's kiss.
Yeah, Tarantino's in it as some Australian psycho slave driver guy too.
He always gives himself his bonus time.
Yeah, he was horrible in this, but luckily it wasn't bad enough to take me out of it.
He's better in Pulp Fiction.
Yes, he is. Also horrible in that. Oh my god. Look at that. I did get a bullet. This is for the pod.
You're right. You gotta get a little blood on you. It's a Western.
That's right. Also, this is seriously one of the most entertaining movies of all time.
100%.
It's one of my favorites of all time. It gets so dark and violent and cringy and just like the worst of humanity is displayed. And so the way he piles that on and then shows like Django just going to town on these dudes is so satisfying. Like you said, it's also a lot like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the revisionist ending.
100%. Yeah.
And I mean, I got so freaked out with all that, like the chains and metal, like the headgear was so dark and disturbing. But it was realistic, and that's a shame that that's the case, but it's good to kind of realize what our country has been through. There's been a lot of weird, dark shit here.
There's been a lot that's never been accounted for either that I'm sure we'll never hear about. And I think this is like as far-fetched as it feels and seems like it should be, may not be as far-fetched as it actually could have been. I think that's one of the things that Tarantino likes to actually bring out. He makes things so cringe and terrible, but lets it resolve with a hero moment where somebody actually gets to like take it over and let you feel like, okay, the terribleness was cured at the end. And Jamie Foxx is my Jimmy Butler in this one.
Yes. Love it. Why? Just because they kind of have the same vibe?
the confidence, the demeanor, the just superiority. I don't know.
And
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
Leo's John Rocker.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm not even kidding. I was gonna say John Rocker. I was like, I didn't quite get the mustache and the beard, but John Rocker's, yeah, that's Leo.
Guys.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anybody for Samuel L. Jackson that would be kosher to say on this one, so I won't. I'll leave it out. There might be somebody somewhere,
comparing. Yeah.
We don't want to compare that guy to anybody in real life. And within the last 100 years.
Correct, and I'll give you an Al Davis for Christoph Waltz character. Al Davis or like Popovich or something.
Right. Now, what about Christopher Waltz?
What about him
for this one? Who would he be?
Said Al Davis.
Al Davis. Oh, really? Oh,
just because he was Al Davis was a kind of a revolutionary owner in regards to letting black players have their say and stuff, and
I got you.
Black staff and wanting black ownership. Al Davis was huge for the black.
Okay. Yeah.
And Christoph Waltz was like Django's the only white dude Django could trust not fully trust, but slightly trust.
Yeah, he was a little bit in that same category as the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't really give a shit about anybody but myself. And if this person can help me get there, so be it. I'll give them. But you saw a little bit more from him in this movie than you probably did from Clint.
Right.
The evolution of the character.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. Django, Unchained.
Nice.
Let's go to number 2, Jakey.
Number 2 for me is once again a Sergio Leone, Ennio Morricone mashup masterpiece. It stars Henry Fonda. It stars Charlie Bronson, Claudia Cardinale, who was so hot back in the day. And it's called Once Upon a Time in the West. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is kind of an homage to that, the title.
We'll give you this then. Unless you want to talk over it. Let's talk over it, Jake.
It's mostly music, but that's Ennio Morricone with the harmonica man and Charlie Bronson playing the harmonicas. Yeah, hear it out.
With that train in the background, I love it.
And the set design, the cinematography. Oh, it's giving me chills, dude.
It not that it is a similar movie, but as far as memorable scenes and music, Deliverance and the banjo scene, these are the same echelon of iconic scenes. Yeah.
So the cinematography in this is second to none. I think it's the best shot movie of all time. I think the landscape, I think it was mostly in Spain. It was in like the mountains of northern Spain, I want to say, or maybe some southern. There might and some Italy, but it's a spaghetti western. There's no doubt about it. But it was his last. I believe it was Sergio Leone's last western and his best and his longest. And the Morricone soundtrack is just to die for. Claudia Cardinale is one of the hottest women of all time. Henry Fonda was known as like America's sweetheart, and he played one of the most evil cowboy gangsters of all time. You know the Fondas. I mean, Bridget Fonda's in Jackie Brown, Tarantino movie, and many other things. You know, there's a Jane Fonda. There's plenty of Fondas out there. And Charlie Bronson, dude. Charlie Bronson is one of the best B-movie action badasses of all time. And it all came together in this just masterwork. And a funny thing about this, I watched this with our dear departed Georgie, and I believe it was me, him, and a friend of Dave and I's named Stephanie. And we just sat on the couch after a long night and watched Once Upon a Time in the West in Emeryville, California on 55th Street. streamed it on the our new flat screen at that time, 2008, 2009, and it was such a gratifying experience to see my buddies fall in love with the movie that I loved, because I've been so into film since I was a little kid, and this one holds up, guys. I believe it's 68 or 69.
Wow.
It's just a beautiful, amazing, long. It's also very long.
Sergio takes his time.
Sergio Leone likes very close shots, even of extras that don't say a word. Just got all these interesting Italian and Spanish faces that look like, grimy MFers. Focused on them, panned out, boom, there's train tracks. There's an amazing backdrop of a mountain range and the red dirt and train coming by and these grimy cowboys. And
this is 4-hour films. 4-hour films, Jake. You get that benefit, that pleasure of allowing the film to become so much more immersive. That is what great Westerns do. It has to take you there. You have to, whether you want to stay or not, like The Revenant, it's up to you. But it's supposed to make you feel like you're there. And anything that starts with Once Upon a Time by Sergio Leone is going to take you there, and you're going to stay there a while.
Yeah, for sure. So, Henry Fonda's a real bad, he's Mark Melanson because he hates his guts. I just pulled that out of my ass. Charlie Bronson's kind of cool, but
you're not going to go with God, what's the pitcher for the Dodgers who left us after one season? The starter.
He's still on him?
He's on the Dodgers now. Yeah, the lefty.
Oh, Blake Snell.
Blake Snell. You know, I got a Blake Snell comp in there.
I'll put, I don't know. Charlie Bronson was pretty. This didn't really have any likable characters.
Got it.
So sure, take those guys.
Actually, we'll save Snell for the next one that I'm going to be doing.
I'm gonna wipe my the blood off my eye real quick. Go ahead. What's yours?
All right. Well, while Jake takes a quick break here, we get a great shot here of Dwight Clark catching the famous touchdown from Joe Montana. My next one here, if Jake can hear me, can't tell.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Was captured in the opening segment, and it's hard to put this at number 2, but There Will Be Blood. It's the second Daniel Day-Lewis movie with Paul Dano, who's a sniveling piece of shit. You can't stand his guts. He plays it so perfectly. He plays just a little piece of shit. They're both terrible people.
There will be blood, you say?
Names. Yeah. And it is from the start of this movie and the way they go about walking the ground and just you're walking around, you're feeling it out, you're seeing these dribbles of oil on the ground, and the way they go about the time moving through this movie, and what oil did to the makeup of these human beings, and how it just represents how terrible they had become. It is awful, but the acting, the scenery is some of the best I've ever seen. I think this is my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis character of all time. I mean, many of his characters are amazing, but this one I think takes the cake for me. And yeah, I will watch this one over and over and over again. There's no denying this is one of the most rewatchable. Well, I have the opening clip in our opening segment there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a Daniel Day-Lewis diehard. I still roll with Gangs of New York as far as performance. I love Bill the Butcher's character, which also somehow could be considered Western. No, right? I mean, it's not literally quite the opposite of the West. It's in the East.
Yeah, it's the East. Yeah. It's an Eastern. There was such a thing. There was such a term.
But there's a lot of Civil War themes with Westerns and stuff. Yeah. So I mean, it's a subgenre. I don't know. It's the beginning of America and building the country, building states and territories. Yeah, unreal. Your boy Tarantino though just trashed Paul Dano a couple weeks ago in some interview, or a couple months ago actually. Now, did you catch this?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. He said, "Oh my God, if I directed There Will Be Blood, Paul Dano wouldn't be in it. He's terrible. He's the worst. I hate him. He's like, obviously Daniel Day-Lewis killed it, and Paul Dano is just horrible. I want someone else, but Paul Dano's like the worst actor in the world. And everyone, then there's this outpouring of love for Paul Dano because Tarantino, I don't know what he was on or what the hell he was talking about. Paul Dano's a great opposite.
He was great in this.
Paul Dano's amazing in Prisoners. That's an incredible movie if you've seen it. He was great in the recent Batman film as the Riddler, and in Sunshine. What's it called? Little Miss Sunshine. He was awesome as a teenage brother in that. So Paul Dano, Tarantino, I love you, but shut the hell up about Paul Dano.
Missed on that one, Tarantino. Yeah.
And Daniel Day-Lewis. Everyone knows this film, and it's amazing. Hold on, before I forget this thought, I forgot the story. Lychee, my wife, Lisa, saw Django Unchained in theaters. I believe she said on a weekend at Hilltop with her Chilean nephew at the time he was like 9 years old. So
that's rough for a 9-year-old to try and take that in.
Very interesting film experience. Going to see Django Unchained at Hilltop Richmond as the only white girl there with her 9-year-old white Chilean nephew.
Yeah.
We could get deeper into it, but it's just a very funny little story. Anyhow, back to There Will Be Blood. Who do you got playing, or who do you got? What athletes do you have?
Daniel Day-Lewis is Draymond Green.
Talking to Jordan Poole?
Into Jordan Poole. That is absolutely it right there. That is the dynamic. I mean, you could argue for others to take on that spiteful, despicable role. Tough. You hate him. You kind of like him too because of how just badass he is. How much he outsmarts everybody, but he's not the most talented. Draymond Green isn't the most talented, but he found his way to dominate the situation.
Right. Yeah, a lot of Elon Musk in that guy. Also, a lot of
there's a lot of psychosis out of that character. He clearly has. I think in the early scenes, his brother dies, if I'm not incorrect, and that hurts him a lot. There's a lot of strife.
His brother was trying to swindle him, and he kills him, I think.
Yeah, his
brother said he was dying and wanted money.
Yeah, a lot of deep-seated anger, not trusting anybody is, and that's very much Draymond Green.
True.
Anger
My
issues.
wife corrected me. The nephew was 13, and it was Christmas Day at Hilltop Richmond movie theaters.
Okay, well that helps. 13 versus 9 is a big difference.
Hilltop on Christmas to see a movie. Not really where I want to be, especially if it's Django Unchained. But what are you going to do? All right.
I think we're down to our final one here, Jake.
Okay, well, this is no surprise. So many stories about this one. It's growing up, this was my favorite actor ever. He died recently last year. Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday. Kurt Russell is Wyatt Earp. And Bill Pullman, also R.I.P., or Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton, R.I.P., was an Earp brother as well. This is Tombstone, the greatest Western of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't have an audio for that one because we played the audio in the opening.
Wow.
Sorry. I thought you knew that.
You want to double up on Tombstone, eh? All right.
I can throw up a YouTube video real quick. We could all watch a bunch of scenes. I mean,
you know what? Go to hell. I've watched this movie almost as much as anything. Let me think. The Departed I've seen so many times. Tombstone I've seen so many times. Heat, Goodfellas. You know, it's mostly gangster movies, but for a Western, I've seen. I have another buddy.
Wolf of Wall Street. I'm sure you've watched.
I've watched a ton of times. Yes. I had a buddy in LA named Apollo. God rest his soul. He had an unfortunate outing, or I don't know, end as well. It was sad. He died in 2016. But we used to go to these parties at a friend of ours' house, this big billionaire guy in Beverly Hills, and we'd see a bunch of stars and stuff. But this one time we he was really close friends with a billionaire. He's this Mexican dude who owns a bunch of companies. And we showed him Tombstone for the first time. And me and Apollo were just quoting it to him while we were watching Tombstone in this dude's crazy mansion, like I don't know, one of his 5 living rooms. It was just a wild, crazy, extravagant experience. But me and Apollo were quoting the entire movie to him, and he's like, "What? How do you guys? Is there closed captions I'm not seeing? How do you guys know every word of this movie?" And we were just like speaking Val Kilmer lines to each other and stuff. And it's just one of the most memorable movies. Val Kilmer's performance is amazing. Kurt Russell's kind of slept on in that because Val Kilmer's so good, but he's amazing.
Yeah. Wyatt Earp
is in it as kind of a chunky dude who's young at the beginning of the movie. Jason Priestley's in it with Billy Zane. There's kind of a weird gay thing going on, but it's funny, and the film's touching. It's action packed. It's everything, and it encapsulates the early '90s so well.
Brotherhood, all the things that you kind of want to see. Tombstone is special. Again, one of the more rewatchable movies of all time, and hence the reason for the quoting. We lost Val Kilmer not long ago, a couple of years ago, I think it is now, maybe even just a year ago.
Last year, I believe.
Last year, and I am gonna miss the acting from Val Kilmer. I mean, he there's a few movies that were not my favorite, but generally speaking, he always brought a little bit of a different feel and look. Heat is one of my favorite films that he's ever been in. We've mentioned that one already. Just a lot of good shit, a lot of good actors. And I think that kind of comes back to what we talked about earlier. The number of male actors in our top 10 lists here is absolutely unreal. You can't have a miss here.
No. I mean, all you're missing are a couple of the dudes who are usually in gangster movies, the Italian guys. Otherwise, that's
it. Other than Pacino and De Niro, and
that's what I'm thinking. Just no Pacino, no De Niro. You got pretty much every other amazing male actor. Oh, Denzel, I was gonna say, is in Magnificent Seven, but the remake, that's also a remake. It wasn't that great of a movie, but at least Denzel's been in a Western. He's up there. He's one of my favorite actors ever, and I think most people consider him one of the best ever.
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, Tombstone for me, best Western ever. At least it's my most enjoyable. It's my favorite. And you can't go wrong. I can watch it again today.
Killer. All right. We're going to lock in on the last one here for me. A little audio to send us off.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for Llewellyn Moss.
Did you go up to his trailer?
Yes, I did.
Well, I'd say he's at work. Do you want to leave a message?
Where does he work?
I can't say.
Where does he work?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to give out no information about our residents.
Where does he work?
Did you not hear me? We can't give out no information.
Sorry, quite a delay between here.
You know, if you'd have told me 20 years ago, I'd see children walking the streets of our Texas towns with green hair, bones in their noses, I just flat out wouldn't have believed you.
Signs and wonders. But I think once you quit hearing sir and ma'am, the rest is soon to follow.
Oh, it's the tide. It's the dismal tide.
My last movie and my last Coen. Coen brothers, 1, 5,
Coen
and 10.
Brothers movies?
3 Coen brothers. The Coen brothers are crushing Westerns. 5 of my 10 are Coens and Tarantino. Wow. And 2 of the non have Daniel Day-Lewis in them. So, good selection of movies here. Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, and Tommy Lee Jones, who's one of the most underrated actors of all time.
Absolutely.
Woody Harrelson's in this. Yeah. I think what makes this movie special, won the Best Picture this year, in a rare kind of movie that would win a Best Picture, kind of a psychosis, crazy, just...
What was that, 08?
07? You're always off by 1 year. You're always just 1 year off.
1 year off.
Pretty damn close.
Oh, wait, it won
This movie, we just talked about how many Sergio Leone movies have amazing scores.
Yeah.
And this is the movie that has no
music.
score.
No music.
Not one tone of music in this film. A rare thing, but it represents the quietness and creepiness of what this movie is. And the acting is phenomenal. It brings you there because of how quiet it is. And I think that makes the visual stimulation that much more high intensity. And that's what makes this movie just mind-blowing and beautiful. I haven't watched it since I watched it back in 2007. And after us doing this Western conversation, I might have to just put this one down and watch it again because you forget these movies sometimes because of how powerful they are. And like, I don't need to see that one again because it just left such left so much on the table for me to think about, but I need to see it again.
It's such I think I saw it twice in the theater. One was with Julia Bellows, who was a friend of ours that disappeared off the face of the earth. Let me know if she's still alive. We saw that at the Julia Bellows at the Cerritos, whatever it's called, the El Cerrito Theater, kind of newer one. And yeah, it was. It seems like I remember it really well, just for how amazingly it was shot. The Coen brothers kind of leave you with these epic pictures in your head. As you said, it's a picture show, and they are so good at creating these iconic kind of scenes. And Javier Bardem, shout out Madrid, shout out Spain, to the wife who took her Chilean nephew to Django on Christmas. This was a masterclass from him. He was incredible. One of the best acting performances ever. Josh Brolin said Josh Brolin used to party hard and would call up. He's very close to Javier. They bonded a lot on this. And he's like, "Hey, dude, let's go out." And Javier's like, "No one will take me seriously with this haircut they gave me."
It is. He has a
it's called a Jude. There's a name for it.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It's very English.
Yeah, like the boy who stuck his finger in the plum, the thumb in the plum, or whatever. But if you hear Josh Brolin talk about Javier Bardem, it's really funny because they're close. And
I mean,
Javier
the scenes
Bardem
of him
pulled himself up in this hotel or motel room, and I guess that was shot in West Texas too. I believe it's just there's a lot of nothing there, like a bunch of
just ranch land all over. I've driven this part of the country, and it is exactly what they show you. I mean, and the weird scenes of this guy.
That shit goes on for like 500
miles and miles of just shrub nothing.
Makes
you think Highway 5 is like a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Bardem, the weird like gas thing that he uses to kill everybody, and it's just
the cow air gun.
Air gun, yeah. I mean, what a concept to bring that in. Yeah. It's like put it up to your head and just it's
so disturbing and weird.
It's so disturbing and weird, but it's so beautiful and awesome that you can't look away. You have to watch every minute of it and every last narrative. Again, it kind of goes back to dialogue. This is a well dialogued movie.
But
you
there's
want to sit there and
a lot of air, a lot of breathing room involved.
Yeah. A lot of time in between the dialogue to get you the shots and give you the landscape of where you are. But every conversation leaves you with like, it's a really interesting conversation. It makes you think about something. And that's what I tried to kind of capture the weirdness of this. And also, the Tommy Lee Jones, the world's changing around us and we're kind of just doing our thing like we've always done.
Union Dead, what's going on? Sorry, we popped on your feed. We're talking Westerns and baseball, football, and basketball players.
You got to start from the beginning there, Mr. Union Dead. You'll appreciate this one.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Blaze through 20 flicks for us here.
20 Westerns at you with a bunch of random athletes. Enjoy it.
Yeah, and speaking of athletes, I mean, who the hell do we pick for this one?
Who
is Bardem?
Great question.
Big, weird hair.
He's kind of gargantuan. He reminds me of who's the dude who did the commercials with Tobias? Toby and Bobby.
know who Toby and Bobby are.
Come on, Bob. What's his fucking name? Come on, Toby and Bobby.
Come on. Union Dead. Do you know who
Bobby.
Toby and Bobby is?
You know damn well.
Yeah.
All right, well, give me.
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, this one is
He's a weirdo for Bardem.
he's a weirdo. There's not a lot of guys this oddball that have landed on a giant squad before.
Oh, Brian. There's your Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson. Yep.
Josh
yep.
Brolin is
ball gag in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Who's Josh?
Josh Brolin is Jeremy Affeldt.
Okay, I can buy that. We're talking Giants bullpen.
We're talking Giants bullpen right now. We're going straight. We're going hard. Yeah. I actually I didn't put this one on my list. I'm gonna just do a quick honorable mention.
Yeah. I got tons of those.
Even though we've been hitting on this, we've been going for 2 hours, high intensity.
That's fine.
Well, one you go because I just finished. Give me your honorable mention. And I'll go.
There's another Western with Kurt Russell that I love. That's more recent. I think it was 2018 or 19 called Bone Tomahawk. It's like a horror movie Western. They get kidnapped on the frontier by some like insane, damn near zombie natives and tortured. And it's just very dark, very violent. But I remember it being one hell of an experience to watch. And I really, really like the film. That's one of my honorable mentions because I wasn't able to say it since I'm pre-2000. Bone Tomahawk, hell of a movie.
Yep. The one I was thinking of was The Power of the Dog. It was a Netflix movie that came out.
I believe that was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, it is. I just watched it. It actually in prep for this because I was like, why have I not seen this movie before? And I think Jesse.
Super gay.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a trope to this. There's the classic I'm the tough guy who picks on the gay guy, but I am gay. It's classic, but and Cumberbatch in this one, he's probably Shanahan. Benedict Cumberbatch is Shanahan in this movie. He's
the closeted tough guy who's hella violent.
Violent. He's picking on these people and whatnot, and stuff.
He had that like lasso on him all the time.
And then, but my perfect one here, Jesse Plemons, who I think is actually one of the more underrated actors who's rising to the top here. He's been doing great stuff.
Underrated. I believe
he surely isn't in my book. I remember watching him in Friday Night Lights. The TV series was one of my favorite TV series of all time. Did you ever watch Friday Night Lights, the TV series?
No, just I know it. I know it's Kyle Chandler and stuff. I know the movie.
Dude, you wait and watch that one with Jordy.
I worked with Connie Britton. I mean,
yeah, but like,
it's
such a good one to watch with like a young 10 or 12-year-old. I think they'd really get a kick out of that TV show. It's one of like the best messages you'll get.
People love that
season.
Yeah,
such a good one. Anyway, but Jesse Plemons to me looks exactly like Logan Webb. And so he's my Logan Webb.
Like him. They have the same delivery of speech.
A little bit, yeah.
I just like not to go to lose as many games.
Yep. So they all have a little Shane Gillis in them, if you know what I mean. If you catch my drift there, Gillis. Sorry.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I love Jesse Plemons. In Breaking Bad is where I first really caught wind of him.
I don't remember him from that.
You don't remember him in Breaking Bad?
No, I don't. For some reason, don't. I love it.
Young dude at the end that was a total serial killer. He was related to one of the guys going against Jesse, and
I'll have to.
People called him the slow Matt Damon.
Yeah, he's a copy of Matt Damon a little bit. Too many copies.
Like the slower kind of looking Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And then in Game Night, he was really good as the cop. That was really creepy. Did you see that with Bateman and Rachel McAdams?
I did see Game Night, but I honestly don't remember it as
really
well
memorable. He was a cop who always was like awkward and cringy, and was like, "Come over for my game night, please."
Yeah.
Yeah. That dude's great. He proved himself to be funny in Game Night. I have nothing but respect for him.
You saw
Begonia.
Begonia. And he's an absolute psycho, but he plays it so well. He's just like everything he does. He plays very different roles, despite having a very like awkward face that you feel like you can't cast in all these different roles. It's phenomenal. I really shout out to Jesse.
He's in a couple of gangster movies. He was in where Johnny Depp plays Whitey Bulger, the Boston crazy serial killer gangster, and Jesse Plemons had a really big role in that.
Zero Day?
What is it?
0 Day?
No. Cumberbatch is in it too as a Kennedy or some kind of Boston politician.
He's in Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, that's the Leo Scorsese movie.
I know, but Plemons is in it.
But Plemons, this is probably 2012 or 13.
Got it. He's also in Black Mirror. He did a good Black Mirror episode.
He did. Oh, that one was nuts.
Very dark. Very dark.
I remember that one for sure. Okay. And also another Open Range is one of my favorite Westerns ever, but I believe it was 2004. Robert Duvall just died. He was in it. It was him and Costner. Beautiful film. Annette Bening was the love interest for Costner. I think Costner directed it. It was kind of a comeback movie for him. I saw it in theaters and I bought it on DVD. I think I still have it in my garage. Open Range. Hell of a movie. And there's a big shootout at the end, kind of, like your old school Westerns get, like Young Gun style.
Right. All right. Well, we hit a lot of great films. This was a lot of fun, Jake.
A lot of fun.
This is a treat to go through all this stuff.
I dedicate this. Dave dedicates this to George McGonis. This was an absolute treat. Thanks for those of you who stayed long. I know this was a really long episode, and you'll see more of it. Believe me, there's a lot of good clips to cut, and you'll see about 10 of those bad boys hitting you over the next.
With that, I have one last audio to play us out on. Again, in honor of George McGonis. Happy trails, Georgie boy.
Love you, kid.
Love you, man.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.
I need another beer.
Happy trails to you.
I'll get a whiskey and drink it for George.
Until then, who cares about the clouds if we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Adios, Georgie boy. Adios, friends of the Home Daddies.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Tuesday is Heat Check. Like and subscribe. R.I.P. our boy, Georgie McGonis. George lost tonight, but who cares?